I'm at a tax deed auction. I bought the tax deed. They were asking 10,000. I bought it for 50,000. And then within that 6 to 12 months, it turns out Barry decides that he is the heir to that property. He wants it. How do they decide what gets paid out? Because what if I bought it for 50,000, but now I put 50,000 in and I'm all into this thing for 100? Like title insurance doesn't pay me. It pays the owner who's got it basically represents you in court. And if something was missed, how is that owner now? Like, let's say something does like that happen. How does the title insurance protect you as the investor or the person who has the problem with the property being sold?
I think that also depends too on okay, state by state's different, right? I'll stick it for Florida so it makes sense for me. If somebody buys the tax deed, when it gets to the tax deed part, before it gets there, the clerk has a duty to notify any and all people that may have an interest on the property, right? They have to go through their procedures. They're not there to necessarily do a skip trace of heirs, right? So they can send it to the last known address of the estate, or maybe there's a judgment creditor. They have a certain process of sending mail, certified mail out to people that may have an interest. And if they don't hear back or they don't hear anything back, they've done their procedure and processes. So now it gets to a tax deed part. Now part of the quiet title part is if you are selling it to Bob and you want to make sure that Bob's going to get the title insurance, well, the first thing you're going to want to do is, you bought the tax deed sale, you need the title commitment from the title company, because that's the title insurance part at the end of the day. What's the title commitment set? And our process and procedures for the quiet title is putting together the parties that are named in the title insurance commitment or could have an interest. Maybe there's things from the county and any and all heirs of that estate. So if it says the estate of Julia Smith, we don't just name the estate of Julia Smith. We perform an investigative research from a third party that also provides us who the heirs and or like the first degree people, if it, sometimes if it goes that way, if they find none, go to second degree, but of those people, and we name them in the suit and we actually serve them. That's part of that process I was just going through with the estates. It's like you have to do that due diligence of pulling apart who those people are and you serve them. And if they don't come forward and you've done your skip tracing and you've tried 4 different addresses and then you do a newspaper publication because you constructively serve and you've gone through those processes and the judge sees it and signs, and later the random Zachary comes back and goes, hey, I was a member of this family, but I never got served. Well, it's like, well, we went through everything that was in our folder. We went through all the investigative stuff. And at a certain point, what do? There's nothing else you can do. So if they've been properly served and title insurance reviews the file, they've been deemed to be served. I mean, you let title insurance do what they're doing, but how many extra steps are you supposed to take at that point?